Now, it is time for us to return to that royal waiting game here in London after news that the Duchess of Cambridge has been admitted to hospital after going into labour. Media from around the world are camped outside the hospital, which gives you a sense of the international interest in this story. So let's find out what the reaction's been like so far in the world's newsroom. Tom Donkin is there. Tom, what are people saying around the world?
Yeah, hi Michelle, and thanks and welcome to everybody to the World's Newsroom, where our BBC language services are covering this story and updating their own audiences with every, albeit the very small details that we have at the moment about this impending royal birth. And I'm joined by two of my colleagues here to discuss this further. From the BBC's Hindi service, we have Divya Arya, and from our own Focus on Africa, we have Alex Jacana. Now, Divya, if I come to you first, obviously India has a very big colonial past. Does that impact how people are following this story back in India?
Yes, it's a love-hate relationship, as I would say it. So there are people who are very interested, very keen to follow every detail, like they were at the time of the marriage as well. And there was a lot of viewership, and this was dominating all the news coverage in India. But then there are people, especially in the smaller towns and cities, who are not very happy with the kind of media attention this news has got and do not engage so much, and actually are a bit cynical about their relationship with Britain. So there's both the ends to look at in this.
We were talking just off air before about how Indians are so passionate and interested in personalities. I mean, they have political dynasties, they have Bollywood stars, which are bigger than anything, and cricket stars. So this is sort of like that sort of mentality for them, isn't it?
Absolutely. We Indians, I would say, love our icons, you know. So we have, of course, the political family, the Gandhi family, which has been at the helm of affairs for so many years now. And the son of the family, Rahul Gandhi, right now has as much of a pull factor as the royal family here. So it's not just Bollywood, where you'd think people would be obviously interested because of the entertainment, but it's our, India's cricket captain, MS Dhoni, who's from a small city. So, we love our icons, we love their personal stories, and we love to know what's happening in their lives. And that probably explains the interest with the royal birth as well.
Absolutely. And Alex, on the African continent, they're no strangers to royal families or royal births. So how's it being received over there?
Indeed, you're absolutely right, Tom. So a healthy dose of cynicism. There's been a lot of disdain, and it has been disregarded mostly in a number of the forums that I've been looking at. This morning we were going through the social media, and a lot of people were saying, what is this craze about the baby? We've got royal babies born on the continent every day. We've got royal families right across the continent, especially in sub-Saharan Africa. You don't see this sort of media circus, as they're calling it. And so there's a lot of people finding it rather incredulous that it's going to this extent. I mean, you've got big royal families, the Swazi family. In East Africa, you've got the King of Buganda, another big monarch there. But so they're finding it a measure of disbelief. Now, of course, it's worth pointing out that there are some people who are quite excited, and they're saying, oh, I'm going to share a birthday with the baby. Should the baby be born today? And so there's a bit of that excitement. It really is a minority. A majority of the people are they find it unworthy of the airtime it's been given.
And just briefly, I'm sure some of our viewers wouldn't necessarily understand the role of some of these African monarchs on the continent. Some are the heads of state, but some aren't.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. So you go to Swaziland, where you've got a monarch who actually heads the state, and government. And then you go to, again, I'll use Uganda, for example, where it's largely ceremonial. Now, it's worth pointing out that at the beginning, at the birth of the nation, the king was the head of state, and then the prime minister head of government. He did government affairs and business, but that was swiftly changed, and the king was kicked out and sidelined, and the new constitution therefore makes the king of Buganda, worth pointing out again, just ceremonial, a cultural leader, but commanding such a huge following and loyalty.
Well, thanks guys for that. And Michelle, if you need any convincing that this story is being followed so closely, you just have to look at one of the many apps that's been designed for these devices to see how closely people are following every single development. I know there's not many, but they are following it.
Yeah, I know we are a bit short of developments on this story at the moment. Tom, thank you very much indeed. Rest assured that just as soon as we have news, that the news is on its way from the hospital to Buckingham Palace, where the announcement will actually be made, we will bring it right to you.